What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. I am Z, and this is Z Sports and Entertainment. We gonna get into this AFC North. So far, it seems to be a pretty competitive division. I think probably the biggest surprise right now would be the team we're gonna start with. So without further ado, let's talk about it, man. We're going to get into this AFC North. Let's start with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So far, right now the Steelers are 1-1. And probably the biggest news or the hottest topic out of Pittsburgh would probably be the offense. Mainly the offensive coordinator, Matt Canada. A lot of people are calling for his job. There was a fire Canada. There was that going on during the Monday night game. A lot of people are saying that Najee Harris is, I don't know. Pretty much a lot of people are saying Najee Harris isn't where he should be. He is not amongst the feature backs in the NFL. There's question marks surrounding Kenny Pickett, but a lot of people don't know if it's Kenny Pickett or Matt Canada. The defense has been playing lights out. They did lose Cameron Hayward week 1, but TJ Watt, I think, has something crazy I think he has 4 sacks and a touchdown or something like that. It's still early. It's still early. They had I wouldn't call it an impressive win against Cleveland, but it was a good win. It was a win you could build on. I'll say that. It was a win you could build on. The defense scored 2 touchdowns. Pickens for 70 plus yards. They just offensively they got to get it going. I don't know if it's the play calling. I don't know if it's the personnel. I don't know what it is necessarily on the offensive side of the ball, but they got to get it going. Right now, if I had to just flat out call it, they're not a playoff team. And from the looks of it, it only looks like possibly the division winner of this division is going to make the playoffs. And right now, if I had, it's not the Steelers. Granted, it probably hasn't been the Steelers all off season, or will it be the Steelers this season? But there was just some hope for there to be growth as far as playoff potential. Hopefully Kenny. I'm gonna tell you something. Joe Burrow messed a lot of people up because a lot of people feel like the second year is the year for you to. And I just feel like a lot of guys have been written off because they haven't made the jump in the second year. Like even guys like Justin Fields in their third year. You have to give these kids time, guys. Like, every situation isn't going to be one of those where you hire a coach, you get the perfect offensive coordinator, and you draft a quarterback, and it's just going to work. It doesn't work like that. You need a little luck. And we won't know if Matt Canada is the guy for Kenny Pickett until it's all said and done. As of right now, it's not all said and done. Pittsburgh does not like firing coaches mid-season, so that's just not a move I honestly see happening. It's not. I think they'll be okay. Looking at their schedule moving forward, they have I don't want to say it's favorable, but it's looking at their schedule, there aren't any games where it's like that might be like an automatic L. Or and on the flip side, it's not any games where it's like that's a dub. So Pittsburgh got some work to do. They definitely have some work to do. We'll see. But right now, they're 1-1, coming off a victory against the Cleveland Browns, who we'll talk about now. My sincerest apologies to Nick Chubb, man. I mean, watching him go through what he went through in 2015 with Georgia and to see what happened on Monday, it is tough. It sucks. I don't know what it is about Georgia and, running backs and knees and lower extremities, but, Todd Gurley, now Nick Chubb, it sucks. That sucks. Nick Chubb is my favorite running back in the NFL. Anyway, let's get out of the depression. Yeah. Jerome Ford looked good. He did look good. Moving forward, I think he's going to be RB1 until Kareem Hunt gets afloat. Not necessarily with the playbook or the scheme, but physically. No training camp. Missed the first couple of weeks of the season. Personally, I wouldn't play him this week. I wouldn't. Strength conditioning next week, we'll get you on the field. But but that's just my opinion. They got to get going. They got to get going. Deshaun Watson hasn't looked. I'll be frank. He hasn't looked like a $230 million quarterback. Sorry, you have a good O-line. Even with Chubb going, you still have decent, capable backs. You got Amari Cooper, you got Donovan Peoples-Jones, you got Elijah Moore, you got David Njoku, you got Harrison Bryant. There's enough around him for them to be good, real good. Is it Kevin Stefanski? What is it? The defense is playing pretty good football. Myles Garrett looks good. Zadarius Smith, I hope his injury on Monday night wasn't too bad. I cannot pronounce the linebacker name, number 6. He's playing great ball. Grant Delpit playing out of his mind. Denzel Ward playing out of his mind. Greg Newsome playing good. I don't know why Cleveland can't figure it out. I don't know. They are 1-1. They had a big week 1 victory against the Bengals, but I don't know. The Browns got to figure it out. I feel like Kevin Stefanski is entering the hot seat, and you're kind of in a situation where you're stuck, not necessarily with picks, but as far as not having picks, like the Rams situation, but you paid Deshaun Watson a fully guaranteed contract. I don't know if this is what 2 years off of football looks like, or if this is just what Deshaun Watson is now. I have a lot of question marks about the Browns. I did possibly think they could compete for a wild card spot more so than the Steelers. Now, I don't necessarily know. This is going to put a lot of pressure on Deshaun Watson. And I want to see how he responds. I want to see if he comes out firing on all cylinders. I want to see if he comes out and he's being more aggressive with his throws and his reads, his checks. I mean, Nick Chubb has been the safety and security blanket for that team for the last, 3-4 years? They're talking that could be potentially career-ending. And if he's going through what he went through in 2015, it's hard for me not to believe that if he does make a return to the NFL, it won't be in a backup role. So we'll see. Myles Garrett looks amazing. We'll see. Hopefully Cleveland can figure it out. If they can't, Kevin Stefanski might be gone. For real. Seriously, he might be gone. Let's keep it moving. Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson. I'm glad he got his money. I'm glad he got paid this offseason. For whatever reason, Baltimore cannot keep running backs. J.K. Dobbins out for the season, gone. Where does that leave them? They still have Gus Edwards. They still have Justice Hill. They have the option to bring Melvin Gordon up from the practice squad. And Lamar being as versatile as he is, I'm not going to say J.K. Dobbins isn't going to affect him at all because he's a hell of a player when healthy. But he's almost been absent so much that you kind of know how to play without him or prepare without him. As far as the receivers, hopefully Odell can get back on the field. He went out He went out of the game on Sunday with an ankle injury, and Zay Flowers looks real. Like when I say real, I mean he looks like he's legit. Like he's coming, he's coming, he is coming. He looks like he's gonna be a problem. That kid is a human joystick. I ain't never seen nobody who can shift and stop and whoop all that. Like he got it. He got it. He got a bag. He got a for real bag. Something else about Baltimore that I really, really like. I like it a lot. Their combination of Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen, that could be deadly. That reminds me a lot of Devin White and Levante David. It reminds me a lot of Fred Warner, and Dre Greenlaw. Like they might have one of the best interior duos from a 3-4 perspective. They got it. They got good young pass rushers. They have nice like interior linemen. The secondary is good. Baltimore looks like right now the favorite in the division. I think they're the only 2-0 team, but they just look like they're more put together and prepared to compete than the other teams. Like they look good. They look real good. You know, this division is going to be competitive. These teams are going to beat up on each other, and it's going to be games that could go either way. Like any 6 of these division games could go either way. So I like Baltimore. I think they're going to win the division. I have Baltimore winning the division, especially after seeing them the first 2 weeks. Lamar Jackson hasn't gotten going. I think he's going to hit his stride here soon. Odell still getting used to being back on the field, so I like Baltimore. I like Baltimore a lot. They got a big game against the Colts coming up this week. I don't think Anthony Richardson's playing. I think they're going to be playing Gardner Minshew, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I think Baltimore's going to pull it out, though. Last but not least, the Bengals. Probably one of the, if not the most underwhelming team to start the season. The Bengals have looked pretty bad. Offensively, they have looked a little terrible. Joe Burrow missed preseason, and he missed a lot of training camp. Missed preseason with his injury. Did make it back for week 1. Now he's the highest paid player in NFL history. They look terrible. Jamar Chase is non-existent. You know, T. Higgins is getting his touches and his, he's doing his thing, but that offense looks so stagnant. It looks like the other team knows exactly what they're gonna do. It does. I haven't heard anything from Joe Mixon. Nothing. And is it too early to panic? I would say so. But if they don't get a win on Sunday, it's gonna get ugly. That to me, that's just it is. It's gonna get ugly. This game last week against the Bengals, This game last week against the Ravens, the play calling looks predictable. And I don't know if that's because they're playing from behind, so it's obvious pass down situations. I don't know what it is, but they look very predictable. It looks like when they line up, the other team knows exactly what they're gonna do. The routes, the holes that are supposed to be there, they're not there. Zach Taylor's gonna have to figure something out because, like I said, if they lose another game, go down 0-3. You just paid Joe Burrow, and you finally bought into the whole indoor practice facility, and you finally put naming rights on the stadium. So I mean, it's a lot. It is. It's a lot. They got to figure it out, and to me, they got to figure it out fast. They don't have time to waste. A lot of people have them like AFC favorites, potential Super Bowl representing the AFC, but not right now. We'll talk about this again in maybe 2 more weeks, maybe 3, but right now, they look like they could be picking top 10. Seriously. If I had to rank this division as far as who I thought is gonna finish where I thought what. This was pretty difficult. It is. This one's pretty difficult. But if I absolutely had to, put pen to paper and figure this thing out, I would probably go Ravens 1. Ravens 1. The Steelers 2. Oh my God. The Browns 3 and Bengals 4. Ravens, like I stated, I think they're just the favorite. Simple as that. Steelers at 2. I think the Steelers going to hit a stride. I think Matt Canada's going to figure it out. I think Kenny Pickett's, George Pickens, they get Deontay Johnson back, figure out how to use Najee Harris the right way. Cam Hayward comes back from the IR. I think the Steelers are going to figure this thing out. Will they make the wild card? Will they? I can't answer that, but I got them finishing behind the Ravens. The Browns at 3 is just a lot of I don't know. I don't know what Deshaun Watson is. I don't know what comes from the running back situation. I don't know what is what in Cleveland. So 3 is a safe spot for them right now. 4, the Bengals. Here's why. Okay. They look bad. They look real bad. And I'm not talking about the type of bad that, a couple plays go our way, whatever, we win that game. No, they are 0-2. That's not a we beat ourselves situation. They are 0-2. Joe Burrow looks like he has re-aggravated or he has a whole new injury. Something happened in that game, and he's not right. And I think this could be a year where the Bengals see themselves losing a lot of close ones. And towards the middle of the season, towards the second half of the season, we could see a lot of guys such as Chase Higgins not necessarily be on their way out of the door, but we could see the Bengals shut a lot of guys down early because we could look up and they could be 1-5 or 2-6 or 3-7 or some nonsense like that. They could be. And I think that right now is more possible than them turning it around, winning 2, 3, 4 in a row. Even though they started the last 2 seasons 0-2. I think it's the last 2 seasons. I'm not sure. No. Last season they started 0-2. Even though they started last season 0-2 and still made an AFC, championship, possible Super Bowl run, I don't see that happening this year. So yeah, I that's what I got. I got Ravens, Steelers, Browns, Bengals. That's what I got. That's my views on the AFC North, guys. I appreciate y'all for watching. I love y'all. Thank y'all. And if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Appreciate you. Z out.